What's good, ill fam? LDB, back with another short, brief tutorial. A couple of guys have been hitting me up by private message in reference to Melodyne with some of the things you can do, and I was explaining to a couple of guys that I had recently taken a sample, just a piano sample, and created 5 different parts for this one track. Basically, I took this sample right here, which is a piano. Now from that piano I constructed a bass line. You see right here, a bass line, an organ, a harpsichord, a piano string, and brass, just from this one sample. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because the tutorial would take too long, and you only got 15 minutes on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to go real quick and give you guys a brief summary of what I did. You can hear the sample in the 5 different parts. I'm going to play them one by one so you can hear them. This is the piano string. This is the harpsichord. This is the organ. This is the bass line. And this is the brass. We play all 5 of those parts together for you. And the reason I could do that, I used Melodyne editor to do it. Basically what I did was I extracted MIDI notes from the different pitches of that sample to create those 5 parts. And once you know how to play around with Melodyne, you'll see that there's a lot of things that you can do. I mean, it's not just taking a sample and chopping it up and just using the bits and pieces of the sample that you chopped up. You can just make a whole entire, the bulk of your 80% of your song with just, again, all I used was this piano part. And if you listen to the piano parts, you can hear the high pitched notes, you can hear the mid tone notes, and you can hear the bass notes. So that kind of gives you an idea of what I did, how I basically broke down this piano sample in Melodyne and just extracted the different parts that I wanted. And this is that piano sample in Melodyne editor. Play it for you real quick. And see, once you get familiar with Melodyne and you get familiar to how things look once they're broken down, especially chords, because that's what that sample was. It was the lead piano and the chord progression of that lead piano. So you can see, like, these long notes right here, they're gonna let you know that those are the bass notes in that sample. And these short notes up here are, you can hear them. Just follow, ding, ding, ding. That's like the lead part of that piano. And then you can hear once you play around with it, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to distinguish between the high pitched notes and the low pitched notes. And also you got a feature in here where you can just hear the tones of the notes. When I select this feature right here, then when I hover over these notes with my cursor and I press the right side of the mouse, you can hear the tone. Hear that? So basically that bass line went like this. See, so you hear the bass notes. That's where I took the bass line from. And like the organ portion of it, I took that from the mid section of the sample, this area right in here. And then the piano strings and the harpsichord, some of the harpsichord I took from the higher pitched notes. So basically what I did was I went down here and brought this screen up. They would call this a Venetian blind, and I covered up the notes that I didn't want. So say again, for the harpsichord and the piano strings, I only selected this portion right here, and by pulling up these Venetian blinds I got rid of the low notes. Okay, so then when I went here, hit save and selected save as MIDI, the only thing that Melodyne output was these higher notes right here, and I turned around and I did the same exact thing for the low notes. When I wanted the low notes, I brought down this Venetian blind and covered up the high notes and only exposed the bass notes that I wanted. And then I went and selected save as MIDI notes, and I only output the bass notes. And then after that I closed Melodyne down once I got the different sections of that sample that I wanted, and I brought up some MIDI instruments, and I just took those MIDI notes, like for the bass line, the bass notes, and I put them into I think I used Core 2, dialed up a bass instrument and put the bass note MIDI notes in there, and I got the bass line. You can hear it follows the original sample perfectly. I developed the bass line from that sample, so there's no way I could go wrong with the bass line. And the same thing with the brass. Same thing with the organ. Same thing with the harpsichord. Same thing with the piano string. So I didn't want to, it kind of took me a while to get it, lay it out the exact way that I wanted, but that just gives you an example of the power of Melodyne. There may be something else out there that you can do this with, and I know a lot of people want to learn music, so they'll listen and play it by ear, but everybody can't play the keyboard and everybody can't play the piano. And like I said, most of us do enough just to to get a hip hop beat done. None of us are auditioning for an orchestra or anything like that, because we just can't play that well. So you really don't have to, and you can still make good music with the tools that are available. So once again, I just want to let you guys know how I got 5 different parts from one sample using Melodyne Editor. Peace.